Let's begin this video by clearing off the autofocus. There we are. That's me focusing. As we can see, the angel of the wonderland, merveille. There's a thing in French. I do this in French and English. By basing my stuff in French and English, I get a balance here of Quebec. I get a balance of partially of what's in France and Louisiana, in Haiti, in Africa, all the places where French is more prominent than most languages. So we're not going to be talking about this. So what we're going to be talking about is 39 through 57, where this is the sky. These letters create C and I, saying CL in French, it is sky. It also creates A and I. 13 is also current, creates A and I, 313 to the 7th gate. The 8th way is a doorway. We've done this in another video, is the doorway. We have a stop sign here, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then boom, the 8th spot is open to enter. It is the doorway. We're not going to talk about this. Is going to come in a later video. This is Fibonacci triangles. So we're going to go back in here, and we take, in order to get the 10 world, we need 3 and 7 creates 10, 1 and 9 creates 10, 3 minus 2, 3 minus 8. This will create 8 and 10, or creates 8 and 1 when you add them. 8 and 1, this will create a 10, making it 0. It'll recreate, add 6 to the 1. It is now 7 and 8, and that is your doorway. 7 and 8. If we add this, it becomes 99. We subtract it, it becomes 57. And that 57, boom, is inside the moon. Now we're only going to do this to the 1. Inside 42, we bring 4, okay, and we add 6 over to 4 to create 1. We add 8 over to 2 to add 1. We now have 6 and 8. And that is to the left and to the right of the 7th gate. Now, if we want to minus this to create number 1, we have to minus 3, and we have to minus 1, which is now altered current, and also gives us 99 and 37. 37 is the numeric value for Nibiru. It creates alpha beta, the high sky. At the same time, which creates, I'm just trying to think, 3 plus 7 equals 10, and that creates the 2 worlds, the half worlds, 8 and 8. 8 and 8, the half worlds. I'm trying to remember why that was the half worlds, 8 and 8. I'm not sure if it's because 8 and 8 creates this. There's 8, 8, and 8, which is this, right? Here's an 8, here's an 8, here's an 8. 8 and 8, right? And 8. 8, 8, and 8. We close the mouth up. Inside of this one over here, okay, to the 1 world, again, we add 6, and in this one, we add 5. So it becomes 6 and 5, and to the minus section over here, we would have to minus 3 and minus 4. And when we do that in these 2 worlds, in fact, this is what creates pi, 14 and 15. We'll get into that a little bit later. Something's in the background. I'll have to shut it off. Okay. In the minus world, we now get DC, which is created from the altered current, 3 times 1, 3 plus 1. We do have to know that this one is connected to also number 26 and number 29, according to roulette designs. 26, 29, 28 will create this. We'll create this design over here, which is in the vortex of tetrahedron, is what they show. When we come to this one, we get the same result. This will be plus 6, and this will be 2. So it'll now be 6 and 2. See, dog, queen, 6 and 2, 2 and 6, dog and queen both come together to create the gateway of 78, which is the gateway to the rabbit ears, Roman numerals. We all know that M1000, 10, 10, 10 is a satellite dish leading to altered current and your birth. Just bringing this in because I saw it in a video where this design was for the satellite. And when we bring this one down to the negative factor to 1, we get the same result. We get 3 and we get 7. Okay, It again creates 99 and 35. 35 is electric company. This will create 31 altered current. This will create 37 Nibiru, and 31 and 37 just keep going back to each other. Altered current, the negative energy in the high sky, because there's going to be a 0 involved here, making 31 adding 6 to it. When we go to 51 Mars, okay, to the one world, we will add 5 and 9. EIO, and it also represents inside Neptune, reverses to 65, or F, wherever you find that F design. This will also bring it into this, and eventually it'll touch the sun and the passage they call the foxhole in the sun, or the trenches in the sun, according to war talk, according to codes. At the same time, the minus of this 5 down to the one world will be 4 and 0. It'll be 40 and it will be 9, equaling to 99, or at the same time, minus will equal 19 and A and I. Why the dot inside here? Because we can't go backwards to the one we're already there. So you add 9, which is the birth, nueve, right? El nueve, Venus birth. Venus birth, 2 and 2, crisscrossing of the numerics, of the values, crisscrossing, creating, here's 1 and 1, 2, and here's the empty space. Here's your 2 and 2 connecting sides. Here we have the sun. Again, we're going to bring this, the sun, brings it up 5 and 6 to get to that value. We already have that 5 and 6 right over here, because the fox is now reversed to the sun. So this 45 and this 54 get reversed, and all we have to use is the same numbers, which are these numbers over here. The sun gets the DC and the passages to the black energy through the sun. Then we get 57, the moon. We haven't used it, so in that we're going to get electric company, which is 53. 5 and 3 creates 10, 5 and 5, 7 and 3 both create 10, or minus 4 and minus 6. We don't see any of that over here. This is the numeric value 64 for the tetrahedron. 64, what's it called? Is it the tetrahedron, or is it that other design? I don't remember which design it is. And it also stands for Zion, Israel, and 0. Will all be 64s. I don't care which way this is. Okay. The negative world of 1, the negative world is 1, is the minus 4 and the minus 6. And these, again, it's all going to be 99. You minus it, it becomes 13, and we're back to all of these numbers. Alternate current, 7 times 3, 7 plus 3. Okay, 7 times 3 is 7. 7 times 3, 7 plus 3 equals 21, equals to 10, equals to 31. And that 1 times 3 equals to 4, and 1 plus 3 equals to 3. So all these numbers are now the same, except for this one over here and this one over here. These two resulting in creating 1, and this one is from our cycle. Before I end it, I want to do it again. I just want to do it to 1, 4, and 7. I want to do it to all of them, not just this one over here. That's this one over here. Okay, I didn't do the 39 in that one. I only did 45, 48, 51, 54, 57. These are my 3 biggest ones. 3 times 17, 3 times 18, 3 times 19. There's one missing in here, okay, which is 4 times 13 will create 52, and is the heart of Earth, 4 times 13. And it's also noted as ACDC. 4 and 1 is your DNA. 4 and 3 is your DC, 1 and 3 is your altered current, and it all becomes inside A and I, 19. 19 creates 10 and 8, or 1 and 8, okay, which is the spirit heaven. And it will also, at the same time, this 10 will create 7, it'll then become 7 and 8. It becomes 56, and 15 equals to 71 and 41, so your DNA is inside the gateway, and that becomes the Mars gateway. 10 and 8, because in French they say 18 is 10 and 8 is a separate numeric factor. We're going to end this video now just by going 1,500, 1,750. 1770, 50, 60, 76, 1776 gives you, add 1 through 14 equals the hand of God. At 105 would be that number. This will become 1 and 5, which is Mars, 1, and then 1 and 4 is 5, or 11 becomes 2 and 4, says it is the cat. When we add up each of these numbers, this one will say life, and life is an altered current to the passage to the gateway of birth, to the spirit. 81 plus 10. Venus is that 81. 94 or 49 is 7 times 7, the gateway. This reverses into 64, and it becomes that shape. I forget what shape that is, near the tetrahedron. And again, here is your reverse. You're living inside this, and here's your 101, which is 161, and becomes the half-life. So we're living right over here between these two numbers over here, located in between the birth and the gateway. Nueve, something new. And this is becoming the MDC in Pythagorean becomes 33, and in regular numbers it becomes 4, 5, and 6. So it becomes 33 and 6, or 6 and 6. We're going to come down into here where the moon, 19, where the moon 57 is over here, becomes 86, separation of the 7th gate. The minus is altered current. We need the 20 pass, 5, 5, 5, and 5, 2, 4, 6, and 8. That is a diamond that goes around the moon, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And the in-between of that is 3, 4, 7, 6. The diameter in kilometers also equaling to 20. When we want to bring it to the one spirit, right, the ace hole, we get 5 and 3. Bringing it to 1, we get minus 4 and 6, minus that tetrahedron circle, or minus 2 x's. Okay, I don't know exactly what it's supposed to mean, but 4 times 6 is 24th letter x, and the reverse of that is for 3 creation, any craps. And 8 by 8 is the 64. 2 by 23 creation, which is WER, or roo, kangaroo, something to do with a pocket, I guess. The minus of this is 1 and 3. The minus of this is 1 and 3. The minus of this is 10. The minus of this is 35, electric company. In the word sun, S-O-N, electric company, the reverse of sun is 84, and it is Pluto, and it is the half-life, 613, 613 laws of Moses. Touchdown, extra point, field goal. Everything with the field goal. 10, 10, 10. These two are expressed together. These are all expressed together. These are expressed as 10, 7, 10, 8, and 9, also saying ABC. 6, 9, 3. 5 and 1, 5 and 4, 5 and 7. When you minus it, it becomes 4, 1, and 2. The bad cat. 4, 1, and 2. 4, 1, and 2. I'm not really sure which other way to go. I just want to say something that I've already said before. No, let's just finish this off. When we get to Mars and we get the 4, number 4, Mars, and the numeric value for Mars, we get the church. We get a -1. I have to figure out what all these mean. We get to the 7th gate. We get the dog. We get God. We get 8 and 4. We get Pluto again. When we get to the one world, we get to the split in the world, because this is a representation of the letter L, the 12th letter, and the reverse 15, L-O or O-L if you want to use it that way. And it also 3 and 6. I'm not sure what we should do to it. It's also based on knowledge of the farm, because 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. And so that means we just have 50, which is half and half. Roman numeral is L for 50, which is the 12th, which is the creation of the letter 3, and the reverse is the 24, which is 6, or the 24th letter X. Here's your 40. Here's Mars, here's the sun, here's the moon, and here's the number values. I just want to do this real quick. A half and a quarter. Okay, how do we presume what a half and a quarter is in 1 square? We're not going to do it. I'm just going to show that 1 and 2 will create 2 and 3. 5, 1 and 4 will create your 9. This will create 20 and 9. This will create 5 and 6. This will create 9, 10, 11. This will create 11. 4 and 5 will create 9. 2 and 1 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will create 5. The times and the plus is the only one I want to use. I don't want to go over the lines. Otherwise, if I use this, I'll end up with this. Okay, if I use these two, I end up with this design, or I end up with this design. If I turn it, opening and closing of a valve. If I use these two designs, okay, I end up with all 4 of these. If I use the divided sign, well, I end up with that, the I or the J, because of what the value of the dots in the alphabet are. Here's your quarter, meaning earth. Here she is, meaning half. 4 and 5 equals to 9. 3 and 2 equals to 5. 5 to 9, this is your DNA. Inside your Venus birth, 9 and 2, 11 equals 2. 5, excuse me, I didn't want, yes, and when I continue this equation, this becomes 5 and 6, 11. It becomes 2, so they end up both becoming 2. Did I do this right? 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 2 and 3. The total is 5. And this is 1 times 4, and the total is 9. So it'll be 9 and 5 with these two totals. When I multiply this, I get 20. When I multiply my 2 times 3, I get 6. So that becomes, the 0 will equal 6. I'll end up with 6 and 8. All zeros equal 6. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.